All you bitches best to know my name. Nobody you hoes, I'm coming from South Park. Catch you after dark, I'ma spit your fucking chest apart. Follow
trying to bribe y'all niggas to take the Yammy? They still out here trying to bribe y'all niggas to take the Yammy? But Hotep's been told you. Hey yo, did y'all see this shit? So my dumbass state of Maryland is going to give 40 people 40 stacks to go ahead and get that Yammy. If y'all don't see that they desperate and that this whole thing is a sham, I don't know what to tell you. And if them giving you 40 stacks, take some experimental Yammy, is good enough for you, you know what? You lost, Joe. I mean, think about that. How much is your life really worth? It's worth 40 stacks? Yeah, I'll be living good for a little bit. Hey, you might have to live with strokes and seizures for the rest of your life. But at least you got that 40 stacks. Your unborn children might be fucked up, but at least you got that 40 stacks, right? Y'all understand this is what they do to bribe people to take experimental stuff to see if it work or not, right? Y'all know the clinical trials and shit? What makes this any different? You had the one governor in the one state that I can't remember talking about he was giving $1 million away. I don't know however many other states been doing it. Now you got Governor Hogan here talking about 40 people going to get 40 stacks to take the Yammy. And then one lucky person get 400 stacks to take the Yammy. I swear, this is what they think of y'all. Y'all just lab rats, guinea pigs, who do anything for money. Because you know there's going to be hella people going to line up to take that Yammy in hopes of winning that money. But like I said, how much is your life really worth? But Hotep's been told you.
Especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they playing. It's Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. No threat to a Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they playing. It's Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the after party. I'm yours truly, Cannon Hotep. Give yourselves a round of applause because you could be anywhere right now, but you're hanging out with me, and I really do appreciate it. If you're new, hit this like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Share the stream, let people know we live. You catching the replay, leave a comment, let me know how I'm doing. I can use that constructive criticism, guys. Anyway, check it out, right? So I done lost some weight, okay? I done lost some weight because this shirt, I'm fucking swimming in it. But this is the new shirt. We gonna get these joints. We gonna start doing pre-orders on the Hotep, the new Hotep t-shirt. The new Hotep t-shirt, you see it's got the Martin font. We gonna do that, and then check out the hat. Now the hat is a work in progress, okay? I'm still trying to figure that out, but look at the hat. Look at the hat. Y'all see that? That shit kind of fire, ain't it? That shit kind of fire, all right? This is just a prototype right here, okay? This is a prototype, right? I throw it on the Bass Pro Shop hat, because why not? You know what I mean? We gonna get this shit popping, y'all. We got to get this Hotep merch shit going. Put that hat on real quick. I'm just saying. Y'all see the shit is fire, okay? Right? Can you imagine all of us got these joints on at HotepCon with the matching hats? With the matching hats, I'm gonna get the same type of hats that Bass Pro got with the logo with a Hotep logo on it. Yo, we gonna get this shit jumping. We gonna get this shit jumping. I'm just saying. You see that? That shit is fire. That shit is fire. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We gonna get this shit jumping. You know what I mean? See, the hat is a work in progress, guys. So we gonna get this shit jumping. But it was just some shit that I'm working on. This will probably end up being this part right. Let me show you. This shit right here will probably end up being under here, I think, right? It's like a liner under here, and then I'm gonna throw some slick shit on top. That's gonna work into a logo. But you know, we doing some shit. You know what I mean? I look like a Hotep from '95. We about to get that shit jumping, boy. It need to be in Orlando so you can go to Universal. Hey, we was in Miami last year. I'm just saying, you know. My daughter going to Orlando and shit this year for her dance studio shit, man. I've been out here hustling to get that shit taken care of. These kids is expensive, yo. These kids is expensive. All right. Anyway, another fantastic show by HJ and Unc. Man. Yo, they touched the nerve, yo. They touched the nerve with me with the COVID shit, yo. They touched the nerve. And what we going to do later after I talk about what I want to talk about, which is this Israeli shit. This shit is just got false flag written all over it. Now, I'm not saying in the sense of nobody died. I'm saying in the sense that they had somebody go out here and off these two people in the name of Palestine. And I don't think it was an agent of Palestine or Islam or Iran. That's just me. The views and opinions represented here on Canon Hotep YouTube channel do not represent the views of its viewers or Alphabet Inc. Viewer discretion is advised. Let me go ahead, just want to get that out of the way, buy me some time, okay? Oh, man. So check it, right? This is what I'm saying. Okay, and I said this earlier today. And I do have the manifesto. The alleged manifesto. Okay, I'll say it like that. The alleged manifesto, because this shit could be some bullshit. But I digress. We're going to look at it. We're going to take a peep at this. But HJ and Unc touched the nerve with the code base. Okay, the video I played, right? The video I played, it was like the video I played irked the shit out of me because people was out here putting their life on the line for fucking bullshit ass little trinkets and gifts, right? Your life is worth a fucking lottery ticket. Your life is worth some fucking Krispy Kreme donuts. This is what they did, right? Your life is worth a fucking ticket to Disneyland. Like, this is the stuff that they were doing, right? So what they did was they gave you the illusion of a choice, and then when you didn't take it, then they gave you an incentive to take it, and then when you didn't take the incentive to take it, they was like, all right, now we're gonna make you take that shit. And that's what we saw happen. So many of us have family, friends, and loved ones that took that shit, and we kind of sitting back. And I said this, and we're gonna revisit a stream that I did that was I could only put on Rumble. I could only put this stream on Rumble, not only because I was already suspended from YouTube for trying to spread some truth about the situation, but it could only survive on Rumble, because if I would have put that shit on YouTube, they'd have knocked that shit down immediately. Okay. All right. Put it like this. I was died suddenly before died suddenly became died suddenly. All right. All right. So we're going to revisit that stream. But right now I want to talk about this shit that happened in DC last night. So last night in DC, two Israeli diplomats, if I'm not mistaken, two Israeli diplomats were gunned down at an event at a art gallery or something like that, right? So according to witnesses, there was 15 to 20 shots that went off. Everybody scattered, everybody running back into the building, including the shooter. Right? So everybody's over there trying to cater to the shooter, thinking he's so distraught, right? Oh my God, he's so distraught. He witnessed people, get shot in the streets of DC. The witness said we just thought it was some random DC violence until they realized the guy that they were trying to cater to and like, oh my God, it's going to be okay, was the actual fucking shooter. Was the actual shooter. Police come. He starts yelling, free Palestine. This is for Palestine. Free Palestine. This is for Palestine, right? Now, if you're going to pull off such a caper, you're going to pull off such an assassination or such an attack or whatever you want to call it, who the fuck sticks around? Who sticks around? Right? Usually trying to make your escape. Let's look at the alleged shooter of the Pfizer CEO, because I still don't think he's the real shooter. Let's look at the alleged shooter of the Pfizer CEO. This motherfucker got out of Dodge. He got the hell out of Dodge, right? No, this guy sticks around. This guy sticks around so he can yell, this is for Palestine, this is for Palestine, free Palestine, and all this other shit. Okay? What was his name? Elias. What's his name? Elias Rodriguez. Is that what it was? Is that what it is? Elias Rodriguez. Right? Now let's take a look at this eyewitness account that I'm talking about. Let's take a look at the eyewitness account. I'm trying to look for the right one, the one that I want to show, because it was two different ones. They just showing the one account with the girl with the big titties. And I don't want to show the one with the girl with the big titties. But let's just check out this one, okay? Let's just check it out.
Inside the Capitol.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that.
That we've been showing of this suspect being arrested and yelling free Palestine. Katie, thank you so much for sending us the video and coming on with us this morning.
Sure. Good morning.
Good morning. What was going through your head? Describe what's happening here.
So I was at the museum for this nice event, and suddenly
First off, salute the Mike Has Bad Knees. Thanks for the $5 super chat. Messianic Jews, Jewish Christians are two false flags for the price of one. Ooh, wee. I gotta give you this. Bruh. That's why I needed Jay. I needed Jay on the channel tonight, but Jay busy. He doing his dad thing.
We heard some gunshots coming from outside the building, maybe 10, 15 gunshots. And we didn't really understand what's going on, but there was a man who came in, and he's like saying, like, call the police, and he's covered in rain, and he looks very distressed. And so we're trying to offer him some help. And even one of my friends asks him, like, are you okay? Can I get you some water? And he's like, yeah, actually, that'd be great. And I'm like, so do you like this museum? And he's like kind of playing dumb with me. He's like, oh, what kind of museum is this? And I'm like, it's a Jewish museum. And he asks, do you think that's why they did it, in reference to the gunshots we had heard? And I was like, yeah, maybe. I don't know, but I don't think so. I hope not. And that's when he reaches into his bag and pulls out a keffiyeh and says to me, I did it. I did this for Gaza. And then he starts shouting, free, free Palestine. And the police show up and arrest him.
So, Katie, I want to, I mean, that what you just described.
You were talking to the suspect.
You were talking to the alleged killer right there. Now that you know that he is the person, he had just killed two people outside of it, you were standing right in front of him. You could have easily been the next person. Have you thought about that?
Absolutely.
And what goes through your head?
I feel very lucky to be alive. And I feel extremely sad for the victims, their families. It could have been me.
Katie, can I ask you something? When you looked at this guy, did you see a deranged individual? I mean, how do you shoot somebody and be that calm?
All right, we're going to stop that right there. All right, we're going to stop that right there. You shoot two people outside of a building, right? You shoot two people outside of a building, and then you go in, you get a sip of water, and you talk to the big titty pretty girl. And then all of a sudden you pull out, what did she say, a kafia, and he goes, I did it. Free, this shit is what you call a setup. Okay? This is what you call an op. This is what you call a mission. This is what you call a Manchurian candidate, guys. Okay, this is what you call a Manchurian candidate, because that's exactly what he is. Okay, whether he knowingly or unknowingly knew what he did. Now, for some reason, in my feeling, in my gut, deep down in my cockles, guys, I feel like this is the tail wagging the dog. And guys, whoever seen the movie, whoever watched the movie with us, if you ain't watched the movie with us, you need to come watch movies with us on movie night, okay? I don't know what the fuck you're doing, okay? You need to be over there, okay? This shit is made to foment and keep what's going on over in the Gaza Strip brewing, okay? Now, those of you who've been with my channel for a cup of coffee, you know what my thoughts are about that day in October. You know what my thoughts are about that day in October. I feel like the powers that be over there allowed that day in October to happen. So they had an excuse to go in and claim that land. Not for resources, not for minerals, or any of that. This is still what you would call, whether you believe it or not, a biblical war. This is the biggest probate court you've ever seen. The blood of Abraham fighting over the rights to the land. The descendants of one son of Abraham, who would say the bastard child of Abraham, who was the firstborn son, believed they have rights to that land. But then the God's promise, the son that God promised Abraham and Sarah, feel like they have rights to that land. And this was always going to come to a head. And it's not going to stop until one of the people are gone. Y'all might think they could have a ceasefire and it could be peace in the Middle East. No. This shit ain't going to stop until one of them are gone. Now, deep down inside, I feel like this guy did this on behalf of somebody's foreign state. I don't think he did it on behalf of any Arab or Muslim country. I think some people with some vested interest in that land, they will remain nameless, especially because we're on YouTube. Set that shit up. Set that shit up, because they need to continue with the narrative that land needs to be brought to heel and under the control of Israel. That's just me. I think this guy acted on some other vested interest, not Iran or Palestine. I think he was set up to do that by another foreign state. Jay Pylon in the building. You coming on, Jay, or you dealing with the kids, bro? We need your input on this, Jay. That's what I think. And now we got a manifesto. This shit is ridiculous. This is the alleged manifesto. Matter of fact, we need to go full screen on this shit. This is the manifesto, guys. We need to go full screen on this. Let me go ahead and make myself a little bigger here. All right, let's check this out. They're using big SAT words and shit. Explication. May 20th, 2025. Halilnatar is a word that means something like thunder or lightning. In the wake of an act, people look for a text to fix its meaning. So here's an attempt. The atrocities committed by the Israelis against Palestine defy description and defy quantification. Instead of reading descriptions, mostly we watch them unfold on video, sometimes live. After a few months of rapidly mounting death tolls, Israel had obliterated the capacity to even continue counting the dead, which has served its genocide well. At the time of writing, the Gaza Health Ministry records 53,000 killed by traumatic force. At least 10,000 lie under rubble. Who knows how many thousands more are dead? All right, so he just jumps off the top. He tells you, hey, this is. He start giving you stats and statistics and all of that other shit, right? He makes no bones about what he is here to do. Preventable disease, hunger, with tens of thousands now at risk of imminent famine due to Israeli blockade, all enabled by Western and Arab government complicity. The Gaza Information Office includes the 10,000 under the rubble with the dead in their own count. Now, hold on. I just thought about something, right? Anybody else? Let's find it real quick. Give me a second. I feel like I put it away because I knew it was going to be relevant. I just didn't know it was going to be relevant now. Let me see if I got that. Give me 1 second, guys. Where's that shit at? Tell me this shit ain't go away. Hold on. All right, I know where it's at, though. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. Where is it? That ain't it. Where's that shit at? So what I'm looking for, it was, okay, hold on, I'm coming up on it. Oh, come on, where is it? Here we go. I think this is it right here. Check this out. This is it.
Humanitarian crisis worsening in Gaza. The UN now warning that 14,000 babies could die within 48 hours if aid doesn't reach them right away. Here's our chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell.
As Israel unleashes a furious aerial attack and expands ground operations deeper into Gaza, growing international condemnation over the rapidly unfolding humanitarian disaster. Today, the UN with an apocalyptic warning, saying 14,000 babies will die in the next 48 hours if aid doesn't reach them now. In a rare move, major allies Canada, France, Britain condemning Israel's actions as disproportionate and pushing for aid to flow again.
I want to put on record today that we're horrified by the escalation from Israel.
Okay. So I saw this. This was probably what? When did this pop up? 2 days ago. I saw this 2 days ago and I said, this is an interesting headline. First off, it's like, how do you figure 14,000 kids are going to die within 48 hours? It just seems like you're just tugging on heartstrings. It seems like you want to get people riled up about this. And I said, something's going to come on the heels of this story. Something's going to come on the heels of this story. And then this is the jab in the 1-2 punch. This is the jab in the 1-2 punch. Right? Now we had 2 Israeli diplomats killed. Let's get back to it. Let's start over. Preventable disease hunger with tens of thousands now at risk of imminent famine due to Israeli blockade. See? Imminent famine. Thousands now at risk of imminent famine due to Israeli blockade. That's what we just watched. All enabled by Western and Arab government complicity. The Gaza Information Office includes the 10,000 under the rubble with the dead in their own count. In news reports, there have been those 10,000 under the rubble for months now, despite the continual making of more rubble and repeated bombing of rubble again and again, and the bombing of tents amid the rubble. I guess he's trying to be a fucking poet now, just being redundant. Like the Yemen death toll, which had been frozen at some few thousand for years under Saudi, UK, US bombardment, before being belatedly revealed to stand at 500K dead. All of these figures are almost surely a criminal undercount. I have no trouble believing the estimates that put the toll at 100,000 or more. More have been murdered since March of this year than in Protective Edge and Cast Lead put together. What more at? I guess we're about to go to the next one. Let's see if we go to the next one. Boom. What more at this point can one say about the proportion of mangled and burned and exploded human beings whom were children? We who let this happen will never deserve the Palestinians' forgiveness. They've let us know as much. Now, already, to me, this is reading. This is reading like ChatGPT wrote this, or some speechwriter in Langley wrote this. The guy that we saw that they arrested, I'm sorry to say, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. He don't seem like he's writing something this elaborate. Okay? Just like all of these manifestos that come out with these shooters, he don't seem like he's writing anything like this elaborate. Okay? For all we know, that guy was he lived in a sanctuary city and he just snatched his ass up and was like, hey, we need you to do something. But this shit right here don't read like the guy we just seen wrote this shit. I'm just going to jump out the window. Like, this is just full 10 full kufi. Okay? This is just full 10 full kufi. All right? He ain't write this shit. Oh, man. An armed action is not necessarily a military action. It's it usually is not. Usually it is theater and spectacle. That's interesting. Usually it's theater and spectacle, kind of like what yesterday was. Equality it shares with many unarmed actions. Nonviolent protests in the opening weeks of the genocide seems to signal some sort of turning point. Never before had so many tens of thousands joined the Palestinians in the streets across the West. Never before had so many American politicians been forced to concede that rhetorically, at least, the Palestinians were human beings too. But thus far, the rhetoric has not amounted to much. The Israelis themselves boast about their own shock at the free hand the Americans have. So far, I'm fucking bored with what I'm reading. I'm fucking bored. I'm bored about this shit. I'm just saying, I'm bored already. ChatGPT had to have wrote this shit. Jabari with the 20. I appreciate you, sir. Holy Day of Shavuot is coming up, June 1st. This day celebrates the first fruit being harvested and the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai. I'm thinking an attack on a temple that day would make sense for their plans. False flying flag incoming, we'll say it like that. Bruh. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, guys. It's going to be very, very interesting. Okay. I don't give a fuck about that. We're just going to skim through this shit because this shit is just waxing poetic at this point. This is just waxing poetic right now. Let's see. Let's back up. Let's see. Maybe this last couple pages. Hold on. My history is fine. Maybe just do this. A word about the morality of armed demonstration. Those of us against the genocide take satisfaction in arguing that the perpetrators and abaters have forfeited their humanity. I sympathize with this viewpoint and understand its value in soothing the psyche, which cannot bear to accept the atrocities it witnesses, even mediated through the screen. But inhumanity has long since shown itself to be shockingly common, mundane, I can't pronounce that word, prosaically human. A perpetrator may then be a loving parent, a filial child, a generous and charitable friend, an amiable stranger capable of moral strength at times when it suits him, and sometimes even when it does not, and yet be a monster all the same. Humanity does not exempt one from accountability. The action would have been morally justified taken 11 years ago during protective edge. So what is protective edge? Jonah, I know you know. What is protective edge? Around the time I personally became acutely aware of our brutal conduct in Palestine, but I think to most Americans such an action would be eligible certain action would have been eligible, would seem insane. I'm glad that today, at least there are many Americans for which the action will be highly legible and in some funny way, the only sane thing to do. I love you, mom, dad, baby sis, the rest of my familia, including you, whoever the fuck that is. Is that Obama? Free Palestine. Even had the Palestinian flag. Elias Rodriguez. So this guy wasn't even a Palestinian. This guy wasn't even an Iranian. He wasn't an Afghanistani. He wasn't Iraqi. He wasn't even, I mean, from what I can see, or what, I mean, I'm just judging his name. He wasn't even a Muslim or Islam faith. He's just some random fucking person that allegedly is just took issue with what's going on by the hands of Israel, allegedly. And he decided to go to an event. He decided to go to an event that I feel like not a lot of people knew about. He decided to go to an event that I feel like a lot of people didn't really know about. And took out two Israeli diplomats. And he didn't flee. He's not on the run. They didn't catch him in Maryland. They didn't catch him in fucking Virginia or North Carolina. There was no manhunt. No. He stayed around and was sure to yell, "Free Palestine." This is for Palestine. Almost like a fucking suicide bomber. And I don't know about you guys, but I call bullshit on that. He's not some lone wolf that acted alone. Nah. He's definitely not a lone wolf that acted alone. Okay? Like I said, I'm just going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say that shit. He is not a lone wolf that acted alone. Okay? He was simply out there to sow more chaos and division. And to keep the lie alive. Keep the lie alive. Keep the lie alive. To keep the lie alive. Now, like I said, I wouldn't be shocked that if this was some quote unquote ally of Israel that put this guy up to it or activated this guy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So we're going to keep an eye on this story. Let's see if this shit gets swept under the rug. It's more because this shit is a jumping off. This is a new jumping off point now. This is a new jumping off point now. Now, could it be like Jabari said that this is like I said, this is the jab and the 1-2? How's Bibi going to respond to this? How's Bibi going to respond to this? Was this allowed to happen to keep furthering this war? Because like I said, y'all, this shit ain't going to stop until one of the two factions are eradicated. This is all or nothing. There will be no ceasefire. Ain't nothing Trump can do to stop any of this shit. It's up until it ain't. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. So like I said, what are they fighting over? They fighting over land, Josh Park. They fighting over land. Tell Trump to tighten up on the border, blame Iran. They're fighting over land. So let me tell y'all what I told HJ, right? And y'all wonder, like, you ever heard HJ say this is cousins beef? So HJ says that because I brought this up on the channel, right? Not saying HJ didn't know it, but I brought it up on the channel about a year ago, actually. And I said exactly what I'm telling you guys. This shit is not about mineral rights. This shit is not about resources. This shit is about who's the rightful heir to Palestine. Who's the rightful heir to the Gaza Strip? Okay? So I'm going to tell y'all this quick story again, and then we're going to get on. It's been going on for thousands of years, Heather. That's right. That's right. It's been going on for thousands of years, okay? I'm going to break it down to you again. Yo, T, I appreciate you with the gifted sub. I appreciate you. It's about the next location of HotepCon. We're gonna have HotepCon on Mount Olive. So this is what it is, right? And if you're a Christian, you know, right? If you read the Bible, you know. So Abraham, the father of Islam, father of Judaism, right? Right? Father of Israel, Abraham. Abraham and his wife Sarah wanted to have a kid. Abraham or Sarah, one of them something was wrong with them. They couldn't have a baby. This is one of the 3 times I believe God came down. Okay, first time was he came down and he promised Abraham and Sarah that they would have a baby. But Abraham and Sarah got impatient. So, you know, Sarah was feeling bad for her husband that he doesn't have a namesake. So Sarah goes, you know, the Lord taking too long. He dragging his feet on this shit. Right? He dragging his feet on this shit. Look, there go my maid Hagar. She's right there. Go bust Hagar down, knock her up, and have your namesake. Abraham bust Hagar down. She had a son named Ishmael. All right? But Hagar was being a bitch. Okay? Hagar was being a bitch. She was sitting there throwing that shit in Sarah's face. Right? Sarah got pissed and kicked their asses out, put them in the desert. Angel came down, told Hagar, "Ho, sit down and be humble." Right? Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. So he sent her back. Right? They go back. They go live with Sarah and Abraham. Abraham turns 100 years old. And guess what? Sarah gets pregnant with Abraham's baby. They have Isaac. Isaac is the promise that the Lord gave Sarah and Abraham. So now Sarah on her best shit, she's like, oh, they gotta go now. They gotta go now. I got my baby. You got your namesake. It's what God promised us. They gotta go. So what happened? Sarah cast them back out into the desert. Angel came back down, said, the Lord's not going to allow your child to die. The Lord is not going to allow your child to die. Your child will be a great man, and he will hate and want to kill everybody, and everybody will hate and want to kill him. Okay? Now, Ishmael, the firstborn to Abraham, was a bastard son. Okay? Bastard son. You fast forward to Muhammad allegedly coming out of the damn cave. Right? Muhammad was allegedly a descendant of Ishmael. Right? Descendant of Ishmael. Who was the father of Islam. But lo and behold, even though he's the father of Islam, just like Jesus, who was the father of Christianity, Jesus was a Jew. Ishmael was a Jew. So guess what? They still shared the blood of Abraham. That just means that the Jews and the Muslims are fucking cousins. They both share the blood of Abraham. They're just cousins. Now that Abraham's no longer here, they're fighting over who's the rightful heir to the land. That's why this war has been raging for so long. It's not about oil. It's not about none of that shit. It's about who's the rightful heir to that land. The bastard son, the first son of Abraham, or God's promise. That's that simple. It's that simple. Now, whether you believe in the Bible, you believe in religion, it don't fucking matter. They do. They do. They believe it. Don't matter what the fuck you believe. That's what they believe over there. Now, what'll happen if Israel gets a hold of Palestine, right? Like just a complete hold on it? They're going to demolish the Dome of the Rock. And they're going to raise the third temple. And Islam and the Muslims are not going to take that shit lying down. Both sides know that this shit ain't going to stop until the other one is gone. Simple as that. That's as simple as that. That's as simple as that. That's what the fight's over. Period. Now you got some other people that might be parlaying on it. You got some other that might be parlaying on it. They over there on DraftKings. Oh, DraftKings. They over there at the sports book. What's the other one called? They over there. They over there taking bets. Some other people might got vested interest in Israel, making sure that Israel gets it. They might have inserted themselves into the conflict so they can get a little piece of the pie. But when you boil it down, it's fucking probate court. Simple as that. But now you got these false flags. They just all over the place. I think that day in October was one. Never let a good crisis go to waste, right? You got this fancy fucking Iron Dome and you can't catch some fucking rebels coming across that bitch on fucking hang gliders. The low tech is what got you. Everybody in Israel has to participate in the military. Everyone has to fucking serve in the military. And y'all got mollywop like that? That's right. That is true. That is true. That is true. A lot of people don't believe that, Jabari, but that is the case. That is the case. The House of Saud. The House of Saud are fact Jews. Now, me personally, I believe that Ethiopians are the originals. They the OG triples. I remember I was doing some research and I found out that they was sterilizing Ethiopian women in Israel so they wouldn't have babies because it was believed that the Ethiopians was the originals. But I digress. But I believe that day in October, I'm like, nah, they let that shit happen. They let that shit happen because if they could sell that shit to the world that they was just attacked, hostages were taken, children were murdered, that would give them just cause to go into Palestine and carpet bomb that shit and take it for themselves. Jabari said, shut it down. The views and opinions expressed here on Cannon Speaks and the Hotep's Been Told You After Party and Cannon Hotep YouTube channel do not represent the views of Alphabet Inc. or its viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay, I'll say it again. This is purely satire. This is purely comedy. This is purely just this entertainment, guys. That's that, just like that day in September. Exactly. Now we have this. This is just on top of the news brief I showed you. And there's a couple more like that. Now you have this event here. Now we got to get some get back. Oh, we're under attack. They just killed, the sympathizers just killed 2 of our diplomats in America on American soil. America, what are you going to do about this? They trying to push us into this shit too. They trying to push us into this shit too. This happened on your American soil.
What are you going to do? So make no mistake about it. On his face, it looks like a lone gunman went out here and did some crazy shit because he sympathized with Palestine. But I don't think there's some crazy lone gunman that was acting alone. This motherfucker was the equivalent of a suicide bomber going out here yelling Allahu Akbar. He just did it with a pistol. And then stuck around to get caught because he was supposed to. Because he was supposed to. Just a little food for thought, people. Just a little food for thought. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Acting on orders, Pop. Acting on orders, exactly. Dip setup. Oh, man. This shit is crazy, boy. I told y'all. Season 4 of America is lit. Season 4 of America is lit. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. What's up, Melissa Reeves in the building? The New World Orders. He took some New World Orders. That's exactly what happened. Oh, man. Jonah said he wasn't going to call it to support. Now he at the shawarma shop. Hey, I can't even hold you, Jonah. I just had me some lamb and chicken and rice from the little halal spot by the jiu-jitsu studio my father go to. That shit was delicious. It's fucking fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, man. That red sauce, though? Nope. Just give me a little dab. Just give me a little dab of the red sauce. That shit is way too spicy. That shit'll have you fucking in gastrointestinal distress at like 2 a.m, wishing you didn't have no red sauce. Just give me the tzatziki sauce or whatever that shit, the white sauce is. Pause. That red sauce, that shit is trouble. That red sauce is trouble. Don't be a fucking fool and say, well, give me some more red. Nope. Give me one little line of red sauce and that's it. No, not halal guys. It's called Legends. But Halal Guys is good. So across the street from the World Trade Center, when I was there for a couple of weeks, I went to the Halal Guys across the street. That shit was great. It ain't got nothing on Legends. I think it's the best, but Halal Guys is pretty damn good. Yeah. I mean, honestly, you know, one day I'm gonna do this. One day I'm gonna go down there. Baltimore has a 15-minute city, guys. Baltimore has a 15-minute city. Brought to you by Under Armour. Brought to you by Under Armour. There's a 15-minute city brought to you by Under Armour. Right now it's a ghost town, though. I'll go around there. We're going to walk that shit one day. I'm going to just take the camera and just walk that shit. So, anyway. So, like I said, guys, they struck a nerve tonight, okay? They struck a nerve tonight, and we're going to take this shit for a Kick exclusive, all right? We're going to take this shit for a Kick exclusive. All right. I was getting my ass whooped by YouTube over the whole Cove Base narrative. I mean, because I was on Twitter going ham, and then I started my YouTube shit up, and my channel was growing pretty good. It was growing pretty steady until I put out a couple of fucking videos on Fauci. I put out one video and that shit fucking got knocked down in 10 minutes. I hit HJ up and I was like, yo, HJ, I put some heat on YouTube. I just put out some fucking fire. HJ hit me back 10 minutes later, yo, that shit gone, yo. I went downstairs, I got an email from YouTube. They had took that shit down and gave me a fucking I think I had like a 2-week suspension over that shit. So we're gonna take this shit to Kick though. We're gonna take this shit over to Kick. So if you're on Kick, hang tight. We about to get it going. If you over on YouTube, I'm about to put the Kick link in the description. Give me 1 second. You grab that shit real quick. Boom. 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 All right. Here y'all go.
Putting it in the chat now. Bow. We about to get spicy. We going over here. We're going to revisit a stream that I did. And I did this stream before Died Suddenly Drop. I did this stream before Died Suddenly Drop. I think when I was doing the stream, I found out about Died Suddenly when I was setting up for the stream, which was very interesting. But I just put that in the thing. I'm about to put it in one more time just to make sure y'all got that. Just make sure y'all got that. It's there. So head on over to Kick. If you don't got a membership, fucking, it's free. Set that shit up. And hey, when you get in there, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button or gift a sub. Cup of coffee a month. You can help your boy over here. You know, every little bit go back into the channel. Anyway, that's all I got for YouTube. We about to kill the YouTube stream. We about to kill the YouTube stream. Make sure I do this shit right though. I do it from here. See a month. You can there we go. I gotta do it like this. Wow, is that it? Yeah, I can do it from here. All right, guys, this is it for YouTube. And this is gonna be it for Rumble too. So actually it's it for everybody. We going to Kick exclusive. Kick exclusive. All right. So until next time, it's Cannon Hotep saying be blessed, stay strapped, don't miss. And don't worry about tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow got enough problems of its own. Worry about today. We headed over to Kick, guys. Fucking click that button.
So relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes.